Hi guys, welcome to If Yarn Could Talk. I'm Aja, and this is my mom.
I'm Vicki. I'm the owner of Island Yarn. And Aja does all our social media, and she crochets invisible things, and sometimes knits invisible
With
things.
really long needles.
Yeah.
I found this and I was like, literally, what is this monstrosity?
Yeah, check this out, guys. It's a double-ended crochet hook. You don't see them very often. And honestly, when I found these, I was like so excited about this. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. And then I found a book of stitch patterns, old book of stitch patterns. And everyone was more hideous than the last. So I never really did it. I'm sure there's some pretty ones out there. But Asia's not doing a painful one.
No, mine is gorgeous.
As you can see.
As you can see.
As you can see.
Mine is amazing.
I'm still working on a Mad Ball thing, and guys, like, Advent making season is here, which means these are literally the first stitches I've made all week, which is a travesty. So I'm really happy to be crocheting.
This is also confusing me because it's left-handed, and even though I am left-handed, I do crochet righty, but I don't want to be smacking her in the face with this little hook here, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing my true form, you know?
Yeah, this week, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired because we've been just winding tiny balls of yarn for, we mentioned it last week, but if you didn't watch our Advent boxes, you better pre-order now if you want one because they're going kind of insane. So we're working as fast as we can, but there's still only so much time before we start shipping. So make sure you get them if you want one. They're so fun. Yep, link in the description box. Get it soon. So Kristen had a question about weaving, and I believe, if I'm right, that Kristen is probably weaving on a rigid heddle loom like this. This is a shacked cricket loom. And this is what most knitters weave on. Some people progress and start getting into like floor looms and shafted looms and all those kind of things. It's a very different process, mostly in the warping. Warping a shafted loom is like, I mean, some people like it. I always found it to be nightmarish and lengthy. Warping these takes like 45 minutes, and then you can weave a scarf like in an evening. It's just like really fun and fast, and you can try out a lot of fun new fibers. When you weave, the weaving yarn can be pretty much anything because you're just weaving with it. It's fine. The warp has to be strong enough in some way because when you put this on, it's really cranked and there's a lot of tension on it. Like, it should be even tension, which kind of helps, but you want it to be kind of strong. So like the most classic thing weavers use is like a mercerized cotton. It's boring, but you know, that's what people use a lot. And sometimes if you want to go that way, you can either get fun colors or you could just warp with that and weave with something really interesting. I'm not an expert weaver, so just so you know, like, I think the fun part is putting all kinds of yarns together, and I think real weavers are probably like, no, you shouldn't do that, but rules are dumb.
Rules are dumb.
Yeah, it's about fun. It's about fun and colors and stuff. So yeah, the best way to find a yarn is to kind of, you know, just give it a little yank, and if you can't break it, it's usually going to be fine, but there are some exceptions. So Noro, shockingly, is great to warp with, even though it's only a single ply. Like, usually you want a plied yarn too.
Interesting. I made some arm warmers for the Ren Fair this year, and I was using a Noro. I don't know what it was. Discontinued, but that fell apart very fast.
Yeah, that was a cotton blend, and sometimes those can kind of, but also that has to do with, because when you're knitting or crocheting with it, you're twisting it as you work. So if you're going a different way, you might be untwisting it, which then makes it go and just come apart.
Okay, well, if you guys wanted a dictionary of island yarn, foof is now added.
Foof.
No,
you guys know what I'm talking about, though. Any of you Noro knitters know that once in a while you'll just be knitting along, and then there will be this slightly fluffier section that is sort of unplied, so it's fluffier, and it just goes foof.
There's your definition of foof.
The other great one, which is, it's a newer kind of thing that people do with yarn, is the chainette plies. And they are actually usually quite strong, and they're really fun to weave with. You should definitely try one, Kristen. Like Cotton Merino or Juniper Moon 14, like they have this great stretch, and so when you take it off the loom, it's just like plumptious. It's just delicious. And I've never had one of them break on a loom, on the warp, so they're really good. If you don't do that, you want something plied and strong. A little bit of silk never hurts.
Would any of your yarns work for weaving?
Oh, yeah, almost all my yarns would work for weaving.
You plied some Noro and stuff. I bet that would be very cool.
That would be amazing. That'd be really fun. It's thick, so you'd have to make sure you get... These come in different sizes, so the holes are bigger. I think this is, I don't know, an 8 maybe. For like sort of worsted weight yarn, you'd probably want to get like a 5, and that's for bulkier yarns. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Weaving is really fun, and especially if maybe you guys have a little stash to bust, it's a great way to do it, because you can make a scarf in a night.
And you may have that. You may have a stash.
You may have a stash.
Just guessing.
I don't know anybody who does, but I hear it's a thing.
Certainly not yourself.
No.
Certainly not.
No. Mm-mm. So anyway, I hope that answered your question, Kristen. You can follow up and say, no, I want to know more about something if it didn't.
We're going to continue some more of our color talk. We're going to move down the rainbow. And so we're going to hit these two guys over here, the yellows and the oranges today, which we all know is not our specific favorites, but we're going to try to talk some words at you about them. So here we go.
We make words about yellow, orange. We make words now. First orange and then yellow. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, oranges can be nice. They're not my favorite, but there can be some really nice oranges.
Great for fall.
And I actually pulled ones that I like. I don't think I actually have too many that I don't like right now. I did have a hideous safety orange, which was great if you were going to walk in the woods where there's hunters, but otherwise it was a little yee! Yeah, but these are all really nice. And so I'll just show them off. This is Noro Malvinus. I just think this is a pretty true orange.
I feel like it looks straight up like a pumpkin.
Yeah,
it looks like a pumpkin. You just stuck a little. Wait, hold on. Look.
That's
now pumpkin. It's a pumpkin.
Pumpkin. There we go. Yep. Pumpkin hat, ready made.
Oh my gosh! Look at that. I didn't expect that to work so well. Yep. It literally looks like a pumpkin.
It does. This is our pumpkin yarn.
Mm-hmm.
This is a yarn I dyed. This is Kraken, of course. It's Kraken, but this is blood orange, which is probably my favorite orange ever, because it has some gold and some corally bits. I just really like the mix. So that's blood orange. Mm-hmm. These two are a little more along the terracotta end of orange, like a rusty burnt orange, and I really like this one too. Maybe I like orange really more than I think, yeah.
Well, I think that those they
verge on brown.
I was going to say they verge on more neutral, which a lot of oranges actually do go with more neutrals, so it does make sense.
Yeah, so there are other oranges. There's yellower oranges. This one is a little bit debatable, I guess, whether it's orange. It looks pretty orange on the screen, but here it looks almost golden.
Very similar.
Yeah.
You know what the problem with oranges is that unless it's a bright yellow, to me it's most of the time it's orange.
Oh, interesting. You have that thing where unless it's yellow, you're just going to call it orange. It's interesting. Yeah. So what do you think of this one?
Oh, interesting. I would call this one a yellow.
Okay.
Because this one, I don't know what it is, but I mean, it definitely is more yellow than that orange. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there needs to be less red. And if there's too much red, then I'm that's orange, baby.
That's orange. I would always prefer orange,
you can see, the difference between those two there.
Yeah. I mean, this is building a really nice sunshiny gradient, which is what yellow and oranges are really meant for. Is the shawl is really sunshiny, even with the blue sky and the clouds. So.
The cool thing about orange, I think, is, I'll give it this credit. I think that orange with a bunch of other, like, kind of, like, neutrally earthy colors, it looks really, really good with, like, a bunch of other colors. Like that shirt I was wearing.
Orange is a great pop.
Yeah.
It's very pretty with, like, purples. It's pretty with blues. It's pretty with reds. It's pretty... I wouldn't go green, but some people do.
Yeah. And actually, I would say that also I like orange as a pop more than I like yellow as a pop.
Me too. That's what I was saying, too. Yeah, and I mean, sometimes it won't work, but yeah, if you want to pop. When I was walking around the store, you know, I'm generally notorious for disliking yellow. Like, people of the world come in here and say, oh, you're the one who doesn't like yellow. And yeah, generally, I don't really like yellow. I get that there's a use for it, like, again, as a pop, as a contrast, as something to make other colors shine, but it's very difficult for me to use. I don't like it.
There's also a thing that I feel like orange is never going to be mixed with the cool end of the spectrum, really. It's, like, always warm. But yellows you throw in, like, greens, and it just looks like death and not good. Like, it looks like the ugly leaves on the trees, you know?
My dislike of yellow might be genetic.
No, but I think that that's part of it, because I generally like, you too, you like cooler things that have, like, but even the cooler things, you like them to have red. Yeah. Because then it goes to purple. Right.
We're always just trying to make everything purple.
But
that's actually what our podcast should be named. How to Make Everything Purple.
How to Make Everything Purple, yeah. But, you know, yellow, you have a lot more liberty with putting those, like, cool colors in, and I just don't jive with that, man.
No, I shouldn't jive with that, man.
I don't jive with that.
So, as our transition into yellow, which you know we love, I have a mad ball because it's both. This is 424.
That one is so cool. I love this one because I love the beaded yarn at the end of it. It is so cool, and I really like... I wouldn't usually... I don't know if you could tell, but I don't usually mix, like, silver and gold all that much, but these beads are actually silver, and I love it. I think it's really cool. Mm-hmm.
So that's our little transition from orange to... We'll go true yellow first. What I would say is kind of true yellow. Here it is. It's yellow.
And that's it. No, I mean, this is, like, not bad, and you could, you know what?
It's very lemony.
Lemon is a good kind of orange.
Lemon is a great orange.
I have to tell a story while we're on lemons and oranges. Mm-hmm. So, someone I knew used to work with this person who believed that oranges and lemons and limes were all the same fruit, but in different seasons.
Oh, different stages of ripeness.
Yeah, different stages of ripeness. Oh. And he just didn't know that they were fully different fruits. Oh. And I was just like, it was so funny.
So it's like a grown adult?
A grown man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well... This one is lemony, which is not the same as limes and oranges.
Not the same thing.
Thank God you guys have us to tell you these important things.
Yeah, it's true. But you know what? Also, yellow is good with, and I do like yellow with pink. I think it's adorable. It gives, like, little watermelon fruity. It gives doll face.
Yeah, it's very, very Barbie to me.
It's very Barbie, but it can have its place in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yellow.
I mean, sometimes I kind of feel like with yellow, if you're going to do yellow, like, go big or go home. Like, throw in, like, a hot pink or a, you know, fluorescent green or something and just do it. Like, don't be namby-pamby about your yellow, right?
Yeah, if you're going to use
Not that I would do it, but... All right, so then we have some other nice shades of yellow. I mean, yellow is a primary, so you add in some blue or you add in a little red and you get, you know, like this is a really pretty soft, almost, what would we call this?
It looks a little beige to me.
Really? Oh,
Or
see, I find this to be almost a little peachy.
Oh, it could be peachy. You know what I think? I think this is like really unappealing. It's very skin tone.
It does match fairly well. I'm very pink. It might match you better. No? Yeah. Yeah, you could use that for skin tone for a doll, though.
For a doll, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, but see, next to the sort of true yellow, you can see it's kind of corally or something. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of red in that one. It's pretty. I actually think that one's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
This one, I do not. But I feel like it's important because so many of you love a greeny yellow that I didn't want you to feel unrepresented. So here's like a real greeny yellow. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
I love it.
It's a really soft yarn, but not for me. For you, let us know. Let us know if you're totally not with us on this yellow thing. This one's really pretty too. This is Making Tracks, and I think I like it because it has other colors in it.
It's giving breakfast.
Breakfast?
It's giving like egg yolk.
Well, the name of this color is Leaves in the Brook, so...
Okay, fine.
I mean, maybe you could have that for breakfast.
Just crack an egg into the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, so let us know. What do you think about oranges and yellows? Do you have a favorite shade? Do you like our pumpkin?
I like our pumpkin.
The pumpkin is really cute.
It's so cute.
I feel like we should figure out what these yarns should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one do you want? Which one is saying things?
Well, this one always says things to me. This one's saying, "Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo."
This one is saying, "Come down to the brook and have some breakfast." This one is saying, "Please don't carve me, knit me."
That's a good one.
Yeah. This one is saying, "Yellow."
This one is saying, "I camouflage with the leaves perfectly."
Yeah. This one, to me, is also saying, "Make a little amigurumi terracotta pot for like a succulent out of me."
Oh my god!
Yeah, wouldn't that be so cute?
I
would say it about this color too, but this is merino alpaca silk, man. You're gonna wear this, not put it in an amigurumi.
There you go. Unless you're gonna make a huge amigurumi and then cuddle with it, or let your cat cuddle with it.
Oh, that's a good, always a good thing to do. Mm-hmm. We didn't do blood orange, but blood orange is just like, you love me.
Get me a coffee, y'all losers.
I have lemonade! So, that was our episode of If Yarn Could Talk. Mm-hmm. If you liked it, maybe give us a little thumbs up.
If you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments. We love to answer all your questions.
Yeah.
And give
even
you guys
if we don't
input.
know the answers, we'll come up with answers.
Yeah.
We can always make something up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll make sense.
Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out.
Yep.
And make sure you order your advents. Because it's crazy. It's crazy.
And if you want to see when we post new videos, new podcasts, then hit the little notification bell right next to the subscribe button and you'll be notified when a new video comes out.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for watching, you guys.
Have a great week, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.